So, um, so let's continue where we left off. There were some people who had errors, right? You have an error, what? So are you getting an error, or is there something not working? Like when you run, it's not showing. So check if you saved your vite config file. Check if you saved all your files, and check if you have, like you see how my files look here. I have Node modules, HTML, and these two package and JS file. You have those. Sorry? When you say npm run dev. Yeah, guys, what I notice is that, like, what I notice is that some of you are getting errors. I don't understand, like, yeah, but some of you missed some steps. Your files, you forgot to include the scripts. So when you run it and it just doesn't do anything, then you just need to include check your scripts. If they're fine, they look like mine. And then another thing, you need to check your config. So your config should look like this also. Like what we've done so far, I haven't typed anything manual. I've just been copying from the site, yeah. So, yeah, I've just been copying everything here. So if you get an error that says it can't load your config, check if your config is properly configured and you save your files. So I see a lot of you guys, okay, not a lot, but some, you forget to save sometimes. So just in your VS Code name, you need to go to File, and then you can select auto save. So it will save every time you make changes. You don't have to say Control S all the time. And then I see some people also on your VS Code, your Explorer side. So this is the Explorer, what yeah, this side basically. So you see I have like I've opened a specific folder, but I see like some of you guys, you don't open the folder with VS Code, so you open VS Code and you just start like creating files, but then they are not showing like mine, so they will just show as I don't know, because you can open a single file with VS. Like I can add a file here that doesn't belong in this project. So that creates like confusion. For example, I can say open file, and let's just go to something unrelated to this. Let's just say we'll take style, right? So you see what's happening here is I can make changes, but the file is not showing on the Explorer side. So this is like, you shouldn't do this because it's going to confuse you. So always when you open, that's why we say you need to go to your command, and you can use commands like code dot, and if that doesn't work, you then have to do it manually. Like you don't just open VS Code only, but after opening it, you go to file, you say open folder. So now you need to find the folder that you are working on and open it. So don't work. So VS Code, they have even this thing called work. Yeah. So they have so VS Code, it's like, it's for sorting. It's like, okay. Like, how can I put this? It's like a neat way of writing code. So that's why it has an explorer, so that you can add specific folders to VS Code or open specific folders. So you also have workspaces where, for example, I can create, say, okay, yeah, I can like save as, sorry. So I can save this as a workspace, right? So this is a workspace because I have like, like I open specific folders. Like I didn't open maybe my project folder. You can do that, but then I would advise to just open a specific folder when you are building that project. Don't open like even old projects, no. It's gonna distract you. So you wanna like be focused on whatever you're busy with. Yeah, so yeah, the errors that, yeah, some of the guys are getting, we'll look at those after, because, yeah, some of the errors don't make sense. But, yeah, if it's the ones that I mentioned, try the solutions that I mentioned, and, yeah. Cool, I think we can move on. So, yeah, don't worry if it's like, yeah, if it's an error that we can't fix, we'll check it out, because then we're actually taking time, and yeah, we should wrap up soon. So the last part we ended was when we were running our server, right? So you also on this screen, like you don't touch it, just run it and leave it like this. Everyone on the same page? Okay, so now, since it's a server and it's running on our local machine, so we're gonna copy this, so it doesn't open it automatically like live server, but yeah, you have to copy the URL, and yeah, so I don't know if you can see this tiny. So on Windows, you select, and then you say Control-Shift-C. So you have to say Control. You have to hold the buttons at once, like Control-Shift-C. Or you can just copy like manual. Like do this, man. Like if the commands are too much for you, just do this. Copy. Yeah. Or you can also copy with Control Insert. Yeah. They're saying here you can use, and then for pasting, you use Shift and Insert. But if you don't like the commands, it's fine. Just do it like this. Copy, and then paste the URL or the URL on the browser. So are you guys also getting the same thing? What's going on? I want to cry. So are you, what's going on, guys? Like, he says what? Check. So that's because, so if I do this, I close my server and I refresh, it will say this site can't be reached. So go to on your Git page and run the command again. So everyone is getting the Oh, okay.
Yeah, yours is still saying the site unreached.
Huh?
Yours is still saying the site.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I see now it's back online because the server is online too. Everyone is getting this, right? No. What are you getting? Okay, so the reason why it shows blank, it might be that, so in the HTML, you're supposed to So this is how we use the handlebars. So first we configured them. Ne? Now when we call the mustaches, because if we do this, if we call title without the mustaches, like you see, it just shows title. Like so. Yeah, the reason for it says what?
Site can't be reached.
Can't be reached. Check in your terminal if your site is running. Huh? Okay, it's not. I don't know if it's supposed to show this part. It's supposed to show like maybe I'm sure this is on my. Oh, this is when I made changes. So it gave an error. Yeah, but it should show like this, like this. And in the browser, it's the same port, right? Localhost. It says site can't be reached. Refresh your page again. Oh, that's weird.
She could have missed this step. I think you must continue.
Yeah, you probably missed a step, but I'm not sure which one though. So you checked your files. Yeah. So it works. Ash, yeah, these are problems that I don't like. So yeah, it might be maybe like I don't know, but probably it's a step you missed. I'm sure. Yeah. Just try to reference with the one that's working. Check all the files, and also check if you installed like the packages, and yeah, just check with the person next to you. Yeah, guys, do that. If like you are getting an error and your neighbor is like it works fine, just don't speak to them, but just check theirs, just to like see if it's the same as yours, with all the files. So we won't judge. It's not copying. You just like because we're all doing the same thing. So yeah, just check your neighbor. And yeah, see how they did it. She says I'm not loud enough. You said.
She can sit closer.
Yeah, actually, I should have told her. Like,
That would have been that thirsty.
like, why are you so short? Yeah, so everyone else must be seeing the text, the title. It's still showing what? Oh, okay. Yeah, so yeah, like this is basically handlebars, guys. So did you see like the flow, how we first started by setting up, like installing, creating folders and files and using npm, and yeah, so like the output basically is this. Yeah, so like this is like the power of templates, or handlebars. So they allow you to do like things like this. So you can actually build like a fully functional site using templates. Like you can use your template as a structure to how your website is going to look, or the content in the website. Because if we look at in our config, which is where we defined our object, that will basically, this is like the structure now, saying we'll have a title, will be like will be like a show thingy. So like fruits, you see, like this is the content that will be shown on the site. So yeah, yeah. Any questions? Maybe. To answer a question, the Vite config is like your index basically, but now it's an index for your Vite thingy project, right? So like the way you see here, when so you're gonna be using this a lot, like importing other like packages, even your own packages. As I've said, you can define your own. So what happens here is we are importing handlebars, and then we are defining our template, right, on the basic context variable, which is an object. And then this part below here, when we export, right, we're basically exposing this JS file, the vidconfig file, to maybe wherever. So when you run npm run dev, what that happens is vid is configured in a way that it's going to look for the vidconfig.js. And that file needs to be exported because it looks like somehow it imports it. So before you can import something, you need to export it first. Yeah, so you get a flow once you start creating your own packages. Like you might have let's say you have a function, yeah, like that, yeah, that calculates a sum, something like that. And then you can then export that function and use it as a package. So now you can say import sum from this file. And then sum obviously is the function. So now you can use that function anywhere in your project. So every time, let's say you're building an app and you need that function to calculate something, you just call it, you just import it wherever you need to use it.
So if the function is a base.config.js, we're going to comments.
The what?
If the function is that config.js.
Yeah, no, you don't, because this is like how Vite wants you to set it up. So then the way Vite works in the back end is going to look for the vidconfig file. Because if it was not there, it will give you that error, fail to load config. Yeah, so this, like, yeah, this is like, yeah, you won't be doing it like exporting stuff like this on your own, but then yeah, this is just the way thingy Vite works.
Okay, so another question. So the content of the web page should be in the
Will be on this, but from this basic context, because you see here they are exporting both handlebars and the data, like the base. So now once you have this, it then, like same as how Git works. Git just when you not Git, man, as a GitHub pages, yeah. So when you deploy to GitHub pages, what GitHub pages does is it looks for index.html. So same thing happens here. If you were to change the config to something else, it wouldn't pick it up. So same thing with like how GitHub pages works is you need to like be specific on the file name, because like it doesn't work like other I would say deployment services that allow you to actually change where the entry of your application is. You can point it to, maybe you wrote your index HTML in a different way, then it allows you to write the exact name of that file. So yeah, in this case, I think Vite you can configure it yourself, but then you might have to go through the documentation. But like this is the standard way of doing it, like without putting a lot of or adding a lot of configs in this file. Yeah. Does that answer? Okay, cool. Everyone is like good, right? No. I heard no.
Can I please see the code for the package?
Which part? You want to see everything?
The part that we changed.
So we only change the scripts part. Oh yeah, so I just, yeah, then naming our package, I just called it ViteJS, yeah. Cool. Yeah, everyone is good to move on. So, okay, now we see the title, so let's see what else we can show on the browser. In the terminal window type. Oh. Sorry guys, I just saw something cool on the instructions. So it says once your server is running, if you press O, it's supposed to open, but wait. Okay, now wait, is it 0? No, it don't work on mine. Yeah, if it works for you, that's cool.
Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2.
It's lowercase. So yeah, everyone is good, right? Okay. Yeah. So let's see if we can, cause I don't see them adding the other stuff. So let's just see if we can render some of this data on, yeah. Oh, I think this is in the next section. Okay, so we'll do more handlebars on the next page. So since we've done, like, we just showed the title, right? So another step you need to do is, so we're going to use git ignore, right, to ignore the node modules. So node modules is this folder. It's very big, so it's going to keep growing as we build our projects and add other packages. So the git ignore file is to just say, we don't want to, when we push to GitHub, we don't want to push the node modules folder, but we only want to push the files only. So it will be like not advisable to push this folder because it's very huge. So it might even like take up space on your GitHub account. So normally that's why you have, GitHub has this thing called git ignore. So if you add, like, let's say you want to ignore the node modules and you add it to this file, it will then ignore that folder or any folder that you want. Like, let's say even you have a data set, right? And the data set is like big. So yeah, like sometimes you can't push like all the data sets. So you can maybe use the data set for local development. And then once you deploy, you just ignore it. Because maybe sometimes there's already data online. Maybe you just like were using it to develop locally. So yeah, you should always, don't forget when you're working with modules like ES6 modules, always remember to include the git ignore file. Yeah, so we're just gonna do that and create. So since now our server is running, we know we can close it and then Control C to close the server. So we create our git ignore file, and then remember it starts with dot, so dot git ignore. You see I have the file on my Explorer, and now I can ignore the node modules folder. Yeah. So yeah, you should have something like this. You have a folder, gitignore, and a node modules thingy. Yeah, text inside the file. I love it when I don't have to work. I love it when I don't have to work.
What do you mean? This is really working.
No, this is, it feels like I'm talking to someone. I just don't like the part where I have to fix their issues. And they only follow the instruction.
But they will need to do it.
No, I'm gonna download an editing tool software.
The station needs to come sit right here.
Huh?
It needs to come and sit right here. I'm asking if they get the cloud listing.
Oh, bash.
I'm asking them if they set up a cloud listing yet.
Oh, wait to say that myself. Also tell them that I
I'm trying to find a person to work there.
can't wait to go, guys. I need to say before getting. I need to send Kara my slips.
And Paradise. She's in the skills.
Nah, she's in a car. There's a lot. Like there was a day where we spent more than 2 hours. And she's probably gonna call me. So everyone has this, right? The gitignore file, right? Okay. When I move on to the next part, yeah. Should not be added. Okay, now this is just talking about what I said about your gitignore. Yeah, so now let's see how we can like display we can add the rest of the data here. Handlebar. Okay. Send okay, I think here they're talking about what I was saying, that you take like the data from your object, which is your template. Yeah, so yeah, this is an object and it has like, yeah, all these properties inside. So yeah, here they're just talking about how you see here you can even do stuff like combining like basically strings or yeah, and you can have like dynamic, like for example this is like a dynamic message, and depending on what the name is set, it will say maybe hello Sbu, today is like, I don't know, Wednesday, and how are you in this week. Yeah, so it will just like basically, yeah, display the data that we have in our object, right? So it's important that you get the basics of how handlebars work. So yeah, okay, so they want us to add these to our basic content. So I will just do this, and then I come here. I think let me do it here. Yeah. Put a comma there. Cool. Yeah, so So you see, we just added. So now, if we were to call, my name is not Joe. So like now, if we were to like call name, for example, let's do what they are saying here. You can add this, all right. So let's copy this content, which we'll call the name, the weekday of, yeah, from the template thing here. I think we can remove this. It's fine. Yeah. So now, if I run this and check how it looks, we should see something different. Yeah. Hey, you see, so we took data from the object in our config, and then we were able to display it here because of what? Git. Oh, I did it fast. Shit. Okay, sorry. So this is the same as what we did with title. So to just not confuse you guys, we're not going to copy stuff here, right? I'm just going to do my own thing here. So I can remove this and say maybe something like my name is. So now I'm using the handlebars, right? So I can choose any property inside this object. So right now I'm going to choose name because I'm asking, yeah, the question is my name, not a question, but I'm just saying my name is Boo. Yeah. So now what will this show is you say, it will show like my name is and the name that you have. So it's just like how, let's say you are building your personal web page. You might define like how your personal web page looks. Like you have your name, you have your profile picture, you have historical places. All that data can actually be structured as an object. And then you create all these properties, your name, the profile picture, and then the value that you give them. Yeah, obviously here we have like, the name is a string, and we have like fruits, which is an array. So you would have something similar with your personal web page, where you might have your historical places, and it's an array of like, and inside that array, you have a historical place, and each historical place has like a name, maybe description, or yeah, like information. Basically, you can structure it in like in this format, and then you will just like call that property with your data, and then it will just print on the screen, like. How we're doing it with? Something like that, yeah, like the function. So you have a placeholder, which is your parameter that will take some data, depending maybe from it's an input from a user or an input from another function, or yeah. So it's the same thing. Think of also, yeah, that's actually a good point. So like templates and functions, they are similar in a way, because you can define the structure of how your function is going to behave depending on the data that is inputted. So same thing applies here. You have like, you just basically calling your function. You calling your, but in this case, you're calling your variables or your property names, which are in that object. So yeah, thank you for that. Any questions? It's not reading the name. Did you add the name on your basic context or on your handlebars? You did. the looping part. And yeah, I think we should, because this is like the last section.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
Mm.
Do the looping part as well. Then we just need to know, let them know that they can have this before they leave here too.
Yeah, so they're gonna leave late. Wait, what's? Sorry, what's your name? Dear, you sorted now. It's still not showing. Ish. Try pick another. So you don't have to do it like what I'm saying my name is. You can even pick another property there, like how we pick title. Maybe let's say the title of this site is and see if it will pick up the others. Okay. Tieho, we're going to, should we move on or? Okay, cool. So guys, yeah, you're supposed to be seeing, like pick any property in that object and just display it. Say whatever, as long as you can see the value. As long as you can see the value on your page, that's fine. So anyone who's not seeing like the results I'm getting, your what? I can't hear you. Oh, because you called title, right? In the curly brackets and assertion, which property did you call? You wrote your name, but it's still showing. So it's not showing your name. No, you should create another. So you see here, I have name as a property, and I can even add like age, something like this, yeah. Yeah, so guys, yeah, just to put this out, always make sure your server is running. So if you are making changes to your site, it has to be running so that you'll see the result. So it doesn't work like it used to when you had to do the copy part, right? So you don't have to do that. You can just like run the command on your thingy, which is npm run dev, right? Yeah, so you need to have your server running. Yeah. So another thing, you can also open like two terminals. Let's say maybe this one I'm running the server, and then another one is for like maybe if I want to install something or like write other commands, right? So so you see, I can open like two git bashes, and then now when I want to do like I'll leave this one alone, right? Because I know my server is running on this one, and then this one is where I'll run commands like npm install, or like other commands that you want to run. Let's say even when you are deploying, you can say this terminal is for running commands like that. Like you are, let's say even creating the files that they've been telling us, you can do that on that separate terminal. So you might have like two terminals. The first one is just running your server, let that one alone, and then you go to the other one. But then if you don't like that whole process, you always have to remember that if you close your server, install something or do something, you need to run it again, because there's no way you will run the commands except the terminal. Yeah, it's just that. So everyone is good to move on. Yeah, what's the issue? Huh? What is it showing? Well, what is it showing?
I think it's like if it's the handlebars,
Oh, it just shows the handlebars and name. So did you open it? So just do this now. Go to your Git bash. Is it running? Can you copy this? The link. And then go paste it on your browser. Is it working now? Oh wait, that's cool. Anyone? You all are good? Okay. Yeah, so you guys get like how, like let's say if they gave you like they gave you a project to use handlebars, would you use them? Would you be able to use them like on your own? Huh? You can. Okay, no, trying is better than nothing.
Trying is all that we ask.
Yeah. So, yeah, could you guys do it? Like, or is it still confusing? Like, you just don't know what is this thing? What are we doing here? Why do we have to run like stuff on Git bash? Why do we have to create like these files? Like you guys are good. Like you could start a project with handlebars and using Vite. So Vite and handlebars, yeah. Not yet. Okay, why not yet? No, like okay. What I want from you guys is to be specific on what you don't understand. So you can't include the whole program and say you don't understand. But like try to narrow it down to, okay, I don't understand like what, like I don't see like handlebars maybe, like, you know, something. Yeah, it's not related to JavaScript, but like from what you've seen here, could you do it? Like, would you won't be like scared to try things or shy to type? Could you like do it? Yeah, no, that's what we want. It's like trying. So, can you saying you can do it?
He's saying he will try. He will try.
No, but like you must be confident in yourself. Like you're gonna do it because you're gonna have to do it. There's really no choice. But so like what I want from you guys is maybe like, I don't know, questions to help me know what I should maybe simplify, or yeah, like, cause yeah, there must be like something that don't make sense that you think will stop you from like moving forward. Huh? What? You cram the... No, that's fine. So like, you can cram, it's fine because it's gonna like, yeah, I don't know, embed in your head more when you cram because you're going to be using it more. Yeah, so you're not just cramming, you're gonna cram and use it. So it's fine, you can cram because at the end you're gonna have to do it. Yeah. Huh?
You see now, because we're only printing this is my name. So, by all means, this thing that we just prepared, we just the whole code, whereby we print this code. So, this is just an example.
Okay, yeah, okay, that's a good question. So, this one is just an example to show you guys how handlebars work. But you're not only just going to like print stuff, so you might have to build a website, like build it, structure it, and you know, like before like inserting the data, and then this is like adding to your project. Instead of like you are changing the way you append data on your site, instead of like writing it yourself, you use templates. So this is just a simple basic way, but then you might have a very complex website where basically you have like, it's full of these brackets basically. Yeah, so,
That's a location.
sorry?
That bracket will hold a location.
Yeah, they hold the value of what is stored in your template basically, yeah. So it just fetches that data and shows it to you. Yeah. It's basically a JSON file, JSON data, and you taking that data, you're displaying it. Same as how you used to loop on over objects, and yeah, like same thing happens here. You can use it as a language, like you can, so handlebars, it gets complicated. You can add if statements, you can add for loops. It's like a programming language, but the programming language for your front end. Yeah. So like these are the basics. You still see more like how we do if statements, how we use a for loop in handlebars. Because sometimes you have data that is a list and you want to loop over that data but then display it on the screen. You guys worry me when you like this. Aye. Uh-huh. Yeah. We're gonna get to that part. Yeah, the looping part. I just wanted to like see if everyone like understands the, cause like if you can do this, then the loops are. You just need to see the syntax. Yeah, you don't need to mentally like memorize it. You can always go to the documentation and see how it's done. So that's how you will learn, is you apply things. Yeah. So and still yeah. Huh?
Front end and back end difference.
Okay, so the front end is this. Like the browser. Like so you see like your phone is also, you can call it a front end, but they normally call them client side. So there's client side and then there's like server side. So the client side is the front end, the part that has a user interface. So once something has a user interface, that's the front end of that application. So in this case, this is our front end, the web page we are looking at. And a back end will be similar to something like this. It only runs at the back end. So the back end in this case, it's your terminal, it's your so when you run this server like here, right, it basically, yeah, it exposes all your whatever information that you want. So you have different servers. There's different back-end servers. So there's back-end servers for creating APIs, like it's an API back-end. So you're gonna learn about what are APIs and how information gets transported from the back-end to the front end. So they work together. The back end, which is the client side, communicates with the back end. But it's not always the case. You can have front end only, which is what you've been doing with your personal web page and pizza. That's front end stuff. If it includes HTML, CSS, and client side JavaScript, because JavaScript can run in both environments, the back end and the front end. So to run JavaScript in the back end, we use Node.js. Hence why you're seeing like we're getting all these things, like, but we're using JavaScript. So JavaScript can run in different environments. Yeah, it can run in the back end and front end. Does that, you know what the difference now? Okay, cool. So any questions? Nothing. Okay. So we'll do let's see. Okay, so yeah, we'll start with conditional statements. Oh, come on, guys. Wait, do you guys want a break or what? Call it a day. No, you guys still have more work after
Guys,
this.
wait, guys, you can't call it a day yet because there's still a crowd quest that you have to do. So Sino and Tabang set that up and it needs to be done before the end of today. So just make sure that you check your emails. If you don't have an email, then just please post in the full stack web development channel so that I can send you that email. So we can't call it a day yet. Sorry guys. But I don't know. do
We
you
can
want-
take a break and go eat lunch. I mean, I'm hungry, yeah? The plug stinging. So they said they were going to bring them after they're done because they have an
I'll
exam.
message Akinola now.
Yeah, we're going to ask now. Yeah, I can ask her.
I'll message her now.
So you guys want to take a break? Huh? Let's continue.
They want to push through.
Or you
Wait,
guys want
they
to
must-
push?
They must vote. Hands up.
So hands up, we'll see majority. So who wants to continue? Who wants to continue now? Who wants to continue after lunch?
Nobody's putting up their hands.
Like, huh? So you
Wait.
guys want? If we continue, it's good because then you know we're done. Yeah, because he's coming back and yeah, it's not nice. Huh?
Maybe just ask Akinola if she'll keep it.
A short break. Or you want like 5 minutes?
15.
Or 15, yeah, I can take 15. Like get some air or something to refresh your mind. Oh yeah, we're checking. We're almost done. This is the last page. So we're just gonna do conditionals, loops. Yeah, and that's it's just two concepts, yeah. No,
The crowd
the
quiz.
crowd quest, guys.
Then you can go home.
Yeah.
Then you off the crowd quiz, then you
You know how long the crowd quest is. It's 20 seconds.
The crowd quiz won't take you very long.
Yeah, I know. The crowd quest is like few seconds and then you can do them quick. You won't even take 30 minutes or 10 minutes. Yeah? You guys, there's people who write code for you, so I want to see you here.
No, you have to do the crowd quiz here, and then you can go home.
You can. It's enough time, you can. So you guys want to continue or still want to do the break? They want to go home so bad, but they're behind. Oh.
Tell them if they can, if they work, they can go home.
Oh, and now I'm
Where does he have a
so we are continuing, right?
No, some people are getting
Oh, like you guys on lunch? Hi, sure.
She will continue in 15 minutes.
So like
Continue in 15 minutes.
Yeah, we'll continue in 15 minutes, guys. Like others are leaving, we can't stop them. Hi. Yeah. Yeah. So we're gonna look at conditional statements in handlebars, right? Cameras can show and hide. So as we can see, or as we know, like you can use like conditional statements to make a decision. Same as in the front end, you might want to make a decision like, for example here, if is client, that basically means if client is equal to true, so this is like the same how you will do it in your JavaScript. You are just saying if is client, so client should, so when you use conditional statements in handlebars, what's inside, if you see here, right, on this thingy, the curly braces and the if, the hashtag if is client. So whatever comes after if, it has to equate to true or false. So you can't include a number here or a string, but I think you can like maybe on your JavaScript. So let's say here, like you have a property that maybe, let's say it takes in maybe something like I don't know, like it requires something. So for example, if you like have a string and you're checking if it's empty or not, so you're checking maybe if a property is empty or not, then if the output then should always be true or false. If true is empty, false if it's not, then then it will show the content where it says if. So if it was true, then we'll get the welcome back to our website. So this is the same thing you see with like websites where they basically do this, they check if you are like logged in or not. So when you see that login, that's because they ran a check like this to say, is this user logged in? If they are not logged in, you just print the message, welcome to our message, meaning that person can either be a new user or an existing user that needs to sign in or log in for, so you might do those things in your front end, even like buttons. You can show and hide buttons, like you show a button to a different user, or like for example showing the checkout button only if there's something in the user's cart. So if there's nothing in the cart, it will just show you different content. So that's what the conditional statements are used for in template languages. So we're just going to do this example and see like what I was talking about. So I'm just gonna copy this portion and then I'll paste it inside this div, right? I'm gonna remove my old code and then put the new one. What the heck? Unexpected closing tag.
Is complaining about that div.
Wait, I'm still checking. So there's a section and another section here.
Isn't the section supposed to have a line in it?
Oh, actually, wait, let me see the code. Section. I think, it's missing. Yeah, it's fine now. So if you guys did the same, you copy the code, you put it on the index.html. So this is the code you copy. We are on the second page now, where it says intro to, it's like to handlebars basics. You guys, you edit the code. Let's just check if our server is running. So my server is still running. Now I can go to the browser to check. Oh, okay. So it says, hi, there's Boo. Welcome back to our site. So let's see why. Okay, does everyone also get this?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So does anyone want to tell us like why it's printing welcome back to our website? Like when we look at our template, we have this client here, which we are calling in our HTML file. So as you see here, let me just do this. I'll come back to our side. Okay, now this. So yeah, just for formatting, just want you guys to So yeah, it starts. So inside the div, we have a message hi there, and then we have a section. Inside our section, we have an if statement that is calling its client variable. So as I mentioned, conditional statements, you can either use true or false values. And then, so you see if the thingy prints the message. So why are we getting like this message? Anyone wants to share maybe? Remember, if statements, they take booleans, right? And if we check our template, what is his client? Like, what's the value of his client? Okay, so why then are we getting this message? Okay, it satisfies the condition because the if is checking if client is true or false, and if it's true, it prints the message welcome back to our website. So what happens if we change the value to false? Okay, let's see that. So let's just change this to false and see. Yeah, you guys are right. So you see like what just happened. Like we actually took a JavaScript variable which is true or false, and the name of that variable or property is called as client inside our template. So you see like how you can like also do it on your own. Maybe you might have a similar situation where you want to hide some content and show other content depending on what the user is, like the current state of the user. So do you guys like see, does it make sense? So you could use an if statement and handlebars. Alright. Okay, cool. I think so if you guys are like good with Okay, that's a good question, so in HTML you see you open a tag, you close it, like any HTML element. So same thing applies with mostly everything in programming. So you can't, except like other languages that don't use curly braces or so the if is just a closing tag for the if that we opened here. So if we remove this, it will be exactly the same as doing this. Like now the section doesn't have a closing tag, so like data is gonna leak. Obviously it's not contained properly. So if we do this, I think we might get an error. Let me see. Oh, it's still working. Okay, fine. Yeah, so this the if the slash if is just to close that we've opened the if statement on top and then we're closing it below. So the hashtag is only for special keywords. Like in programming, your JavaScript has like unique keywords like for and if. Like you see all those like const. That's why you can't name your variable const or if, because those are like the language's built-in stuff, right? So with handlebars, whenever you're doing, they call these helpers. So this is a helper. You see it with the hashtag. So it helps you to do like conditioning on your front end. So you might also have, you can also, with handlebars, you can also create your own helpers, like specifically for something that, let's say it's not per se looping or conditional statement. It's almost like creating your own function that when you call like this, let's say we created our helper, something like call maybe is sum, right? I don't know, just making an example with this sum. So you might have something like this. So the is sum will be implemented like somewhere in your config, right? So as a function. And then that function, you call it as a helper in your, so you do the conditioning in your function. So like let's say the is sum takes in value. You might then add that value. Let's say maybe the value comes, like there's like some value that is coming from, let's say age, yes. So if we do this, this is basically saying our isSum function or helper takes in an age, checks maybe something, and then returns true or false. So if like let's say you have a age restriction, like you want people who are 18 and above, and then they'll get access to the site. But then if your age is below that, then you can't get access. So we just show a different message like, ask your parents or something. So does that make sense? So you can learn more about helpers, but these are predefined. They come with handlebars. Same as how your JavaScript comes with the if statement. You don't have to create the if statement, but it's there. It comes with the language. So you just call it when you wanna use it. So does that, you guys, does that make sense? No questions? Okay, cool. Since there's no questions, we're gonna move on to loops, right? So so we're also gonna use a helper called each. So the each helper is like a for loop. It's like saying for, like let's say fruit in fruits, something like that, or for but like this is the syntax of how you do an each. So you see, even here we say we have the same thing. You have to open your each and you close it, because you are that's how HTML works basically. So we are going to copy this line, and then wait, okay, so I think we can use this one where they have this table for us. So just copy this, the whole table, and then you put it, let's see, it's not in a section. Let's just create another section, and this is where we're gonna put so some of that code, I think there is a problem. There's some syntax issues there. So they forgot to close the table element tag at the end. So just include the slash on your table below. So yeah, I'm just waiting for you guys to also try this similar thing. Copy, paste, yeah. You guys copy and paste that thing, okay? Okay, cool. Now let's see what. Yeah, something changed. So we have now. We have a message says welcome to our website. Hi, this boo, and we have like this table. So this is our table that so this is the table that is in, so the fruit sales, right? So we're looping over the fruit sales array, right? Because when you look at your HTML, okay, so another thing that you have to note, so this you have to note when you are using handlebars. So you see how the each statement is only in the table, like the table rows. Do you guys see? Can you see that? So we like basically the loop is encapsulating the table rows. So what does that do is you don't want to unless maybe you had like a fully like I think it's a 2D array. You can have a table like a 2D array can be converted to a table, but then in this case we don't have like a 2D array. It's just 1D array, and then we only have the values for the columns that we have. So we only have like 3 columns, right? We have weekday, apple sales, and oranges. So what happens is like this data now when we append our data, we are only populating the rows. We are not populating the columns. So you must like note this. If you are going to be using a for each or each helper on your handlebars, it has to, and especially you're using a table, you could have it like this. Let's say something like this. Let's do an an unordered list, right? So we open our unordered list, and then we can now say hashtag each, and then we can say fruit sales, and then inside we are saying we want to basically when we loop, each element in our array should be a list, right? So that's the item inside the array. It then gets let's say which property can we take? So let's take day, right? So we have day, yeah. So we can do this for the other 3, which is apples and oranges. Okay, cool. So let's see what is happening. There you go. Okay, let me do this. So why are we getting this error? Like we're getting an error that says pass error on line 48, expecting open inverse chain, inverse open, and block. So if you look at this for each, this each helper and our each helper, like why is ours giving an error? Oh yeah, correct. That's nice. So we need to close it when we are done and say each. Yeah. Let's see if that fixes the error. Yeah. Cool. So it just what it does, it's just printing. We can also just do this and say day is going to be like this, and for this we can say. Wait, what? Oh, okay. No, I thought you guys are laughing at me. Yeah, so you see, like when we change, like we can actually have a static content and then use the handlebars value to then populate, because you see now it says day Monday, but we took the same list, and like this will happen when you have to do the table. That's why maybe you might do it on your, is it your favorite or languages that you'd want to speak or something, and then you have maybe like say 4 languages, so you might use each to display those languages. Same thing here, so it depends. You are not only what's the word, like restricted to using tables only when you have array data. You can use any element. You can even like populate, you can create a div, right? And then once you put that div inside your loop, it will create, depending on how long the array is, it will create like those divs basically, depending on how long the array is. If you have 3 items, then the div that you put inside the each, it will just be printed 3 times, and each time it's a different value based from our array. So yeah, you don't have to, you are not restricted to tables, you are not restricted to lists or unordered lists, all those things. You can basically, you have to be creative and know what you want to achieve. If you have an array, you use for each to append the data. If you have conditioning in your app, then you use if statements. Yeah. So does that make sense? So which part were you like? You. Okay, no, it's fine. So yeah, guys, another thing, don't worry, like, are you raising your hand? Oh, don't worry if it's like not, I don't know, kicking in or clicking in now. You can always like redo this after. So you can like start from scratch, delete everything, and to see if like you can do it yourself. Yeah, I would say like by the end of today, just have that confidence to just say, I'm just gonna make mistakes if I make them, or do whatever I can, and then see where you are stuck, so that it will be easier when you start for like the actual work. So just practice this, type it out also, and try to Google, try to see examples of how things, for example, like the setup. So the way we just set up our project, that normally doesn't change. So for example, if let's say you can't like, you like, I don't know, maybe you're unsure about how you to configure your app, you could use this as a template basically, and say, since I've successfully set up Vite in this project, then you might take the exact same setup and use it on your next project, because you know it's gonna work regardless. So yeah, also like when you do stuff, remember like you can reuse it on your next project. Not like maybe everything, just the setup. and the config part, yeah, those are parts that you can copy to your next project. Oh, another thing that would be helpful is just doing it from scratch all the time. So then you gain more knowledge, and also you make mistakes and understand what you did wrong, you fix them, yeah. The whole point is to make mistakes and fix them and see what works and what's not working. So you guys are like sorted. You huh? You what?
Saying kind of.
Oh, kind of. Yeah, okay, kind of. I can work with
Kind
that.
of is fine.
Yeah, like kind of is fine.
I think if they do it again, then it will
Yeah.
make sense.
Yeah, just do it again, guys. It will make sense. It takes time. It will make sense.
Okay, are you finished? Is that the last thing?
I think, yeah.
Okay, so now I'm going to post the check-ins. They must do the crowd quest now, and then they check in at 3. Or just they check in before 5 o'clock.
Okay. So should I tell them that?
Tell them you finished now, and
Oh.
let's do the crowd quest. Check in before 5 o'clock at night.
Yeah. So, guys, I think we are done.
Yay!
Yeah, I think we are done. So,